Hello, my friends, and welcome to the first class in our grammar course, into which, my friends, we are going to introduce ourselves to the English grammar in a way that nobody has done before. This course, my friends, was prepared carefully and professionally so that you will see the difference between this course and the others, and you will see how much better this course is. In the first class, my friends, I would like to answer questions 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's answer question number 1. Why is this course different? This class, my friends, is going to be like an explanatory or an introduction to my grammar course, into which I would like to explain why I am against the traditional and old-fashioned ways of teaching English grammar. In here, my friends, this course is different because it helps you think and speak like a native speaker, as you will see. Number 2, it introduces English for you like nobody has done before. You're going to see that we will learn the English grammar not as a grammar as, for example, mathematics or any other school subjects. You are going to see that English is more interesting and enjoyable subject to be studied. Here, third reason, this course doesn't show English as a school subject, boring and impractical. The second question here, my friends, is what is a tense? This, my friends, is the most interesting and important point in this course, for which I have prepared the whole course. I have noticed that the majority of English learners around the world have 3 major problems. The first one is that when they listen to people talking, they cannot recognize the meaning of a lot of sentences, especially when it comes to complicated grammars like the conditional sentences, the wish, and the other things. In here, my friends, I would like to tell you that this problem will be solved easily. The second problem, my friends, here is that when they are spoken to, they cannot find the appropriate tense, let's say, to use, because generally they don't understand the differences or the minor differences and the deep differences between the tenses. The third problem, my friends, is that they think using their own culture. In this course, my friends, we are going to learn how to understand what is said to us. Then, my friends, we are going to give appropriate responses for what is said to us. And number 3, we are going to depend on our mind. But this time, my friends, we will use our English culture and mindset so that we will think, listen, and speak like British people. And here, my friends, I would like to explain this point. What is a tense? A tense, my friends, is something very sensitive in English. Let's compare English to other languages around the world. For example, I have English here, Turkish here, and Arabic here. I'd like to start with Arabic. In Arabic, we have 3 tenses: present, past, and future. We have لعب, played, يلعب is playing, سيلعب, will or going to play. So generally here, my friends, we have something called al-zaman. Al-zaman in Arabic means time. So the Arabic culture connects the verbs and the actions and the statements with something called time only. The Turkish, similarly, has the same properties. For example, we have here 3 tenses, let's say 3 main tenses. We have çalıştım, çalışıyorum, çalışacağım. These are the roots, çalış. Then those are the suffixes used to explain the time. Tım means in the past, yorum means now, and acağım means will or going to. Also, they call their tenses, they call them zaman, which means time. So the Arabic language and the Turkish language connects the uh, tenses only with the perspective of time. When does, will, or is, or has, or was this verb happened, happening, or happen? On the other hand, my friends, we have English. In English, the tense doesn't bound itself only for the perspective of time. English, my friends, is a little bit complicated language because it connects the tense with things more than the time. So here, my friends, we say Sarah broke the window, and Sarah has broken the window. The two sentences here, my friends, belong to two different tenses. This one is past simple and this one is present perfect. Both actions, in terms of time, both actions happened in the past. But this one happened and finished and it doesn't have any results now. So Sarah broke the window means the window now is not broken because the situation or the verb has no results to be seen now. While Sarah has broken the window was broken in the past by Sarah. Until now, the window is broken. If I go, I see the window broken, not fixed. In here, my friends, I say that although the two actions happened in the past, but one of them has result, the other doesn't. For example, here, we will move to Canada. We are going to move to Canada and we are moving to Canada. These are three sentences that belong to three different tenses, but they all refer to the future. But with, here, my friends, a planning differences. For example, we will move to Canada means we are not sure. Maybe we are predicting. For example, I say, I think we will move to Canada. I'm not sure. This is only a speculation. But when I say we are going to move to Canada, I am here telling you that there is a plan, and this plan was intended, and there was an intention before. And here we are moving to Canada. Also here, my friends, there is intention to do this, and this there is a decision. But here, my friends, the decision is personal, while here the decision should be justified by something. And all of them, we will move to Canada, for example, next month. We are going to move to Canada next month. We are moving to Canada next month. So the three tenses here tell us that the moving to Canada will be in the future. But each one of them gave me a new perspective about who took the decision, whether the decision is certain or not. In here, my friends, you see the English tenses are not only bound to time, they are also bound to tense, to planning, prediction, or neutral opposite. For example, if I say, Sarah always talks about me, and I say, Sarah is always talking about me. If you translate these sentences into Arabic or Turkish, you will see no difference. But in English, as an English speaker, if I say Sarah always talks about me, means that I am giving this information neutrally. But when I say Sarah's always talking about me, she doesn't like me, in here, my friends, I am expressing compliments, or for example, I am angry with Sarah. So, my friends, if we understand this point, we will understand the whole course. What I want you to understand here, my friends, that before we learn how to use the English grammar, how to use the English tenses, we need to understand the cultural background of each tense and why, when, and how to use the appropriate tense for the appropriate context. I see here, my friends, you understand now the differences between English and the other languages. So learning this point specifically helps you understand the English culture and mindset. Then you will learn the language, and you will hear me always repeating the same motto: first culture, then language. we learn first the culture, how to use the tense, why and when, psychologically or contextually. Then we learn the correct grammar, how to use it in the language. Now, my friends, let's answer the third question. How does my understanding to the culture, means the English culture, make me different? So it helps you use all grammar like conditional sentences, wish, reported speech, passive voice, etc. And here, my friends, I would like you to understand this point so that you can jump to the other pieces of grammar. If you understand this point, you have understood 90 to 80% of the whole language. Now, my friends, let's answer the fourth question, how to learn English tenses. And here, my friends, I would like to show you a very quick and a brief comparison between the old-fashioned way and my own way. The old-fashioned way, my friends, focuses on forms. For example, when we want to learn present simple, the teacher generally write the form subject, then verb, with S, without S, then the complement of the sentence. And here, my friends, generally, the teacher will try to explain if the subject was he, she, it, the verb would take S, and then for do and does, and then they are going to talk about the negative form, then the third one with the question, and they will try to give examples according to the form written on the board, which will restrict and limit the student's thinking to grammar. So before the student gives the example, he or she will think. So I need a subject, Jack. Now I need a verb, play. No, teacher plays, because there is S, there should be S. This here, my friends, will block the student's ability of creation and limits the student's thinking to grammar. Number three here, my friends, to learn the form, then to give the examples, which, as we said before, limits the student's thinking to grammar. Then, point number four, the old-fashioned way proved to make speaking difficult. As we said before, the student should think. And point number five here, my friends, takes each tense in isolation. For example, I study first present simple, then I study present continuous, then present perfect, then past simple, past continuous, past perfect, each tense in isolation. I take the uses, the forms, positive, negative, and the question. Then I move to another tense, which will make the student sometimes confused of how to use these tenses. While my own way focuses on when, where, and how to use the tense. So in here, my friends, I start with cultural situations, cultural context. I start with examples, everyday lives examples. Then I give the students the freedom to create their own forms by themselves as they are discovering the language, as they are the linguists, as they are the scientists who are putting these pieces of grammar. And then my way broadens the students' thinking to express ideas, thoughts, and feelings like native English speakers. Number three, to take examples, as we said before, then we put the forms. And my way, my friends, proved to make speaking easy. And I would like to say that I have been teaching English for about 13 years, and I have done a lot of research before I decided to film this video. I got a diploma in education, and I used it in order to apply my methodologies for students and to observe the results. In here, my friends, my way compares each two or more tenses that have similarities and these similarities. In my course, my friends, you are going to be able not to choose the correct tense only. You will be able to choose the best or the most appropriate tense for the situation you are going to express. In here, my friends, I will show you the difference between two actions happened in the past. For example, one of them still has a result while the other doesn't have a result. The future and how to use the future. Is it prediction? Is it a plan? Is it a personal plan? Is it, for example, justify the future? In here, you're going to learn all of these points with me. The last point in our class today, my friends, is why do I think the traditional ways of teaching and learning English are useless? In here, I have brought 5 reasons only. The first one, the order of teaching and learning is wrong and confusing. It confuses the learner about the appropriate, not the correct tense to be used. As I said before, my friends, if the students learns the form before subject, verb, and do and does and doesn't, the student will always hesitate before speaking. But when the student understands how to use the tense and how to differentiate this tense from the other tenses and which one is the most appropriate according to, for example, to the situation, the student will not be confused and will speak fluently and quickly. The second reason here, my friends, there is no sufficient explanation for the culture, only concentrating on grammar, which is syntax. Again, my friends, these two sentences grammatically are correct, but they are very different in terms of reality. For example, if I was sick yesterday and I am fine today, and I didn't come to work, and I see my, let's say, my employer, and he tells me, Mr. Udait, you didn't come yesterday to work. Are you fine? I come doing like this. I tell him, yes, I was sick yesterday. I was sick means today I am fine, but yesterday I was sick. But when I come to him sick today, I tell him, sorry, I didn't come yesterday. I have been sick since yesterday, which means I was sick yesterday and I am sick today. Last here point, my friend, but not least, no, third one. Too theoretical and restricting, as we said before, depends on the forms and the theoretical points. Don't respect cultural differences between the tenses. That's why I don't like the old-fashioned ways. And here, my friends, teaching grammar in isolation, away from the emotional, cultural, and intellectual contexts. That's why, my friends, you see the English learner who uses the old-fashioned ways always hesitant and doesn't understand the feelings or the cultural background of the speakers. This way, my friends, my way, you will think and you will feel and you will speak like a native English speaker. Generally, my friends, after each class, you are going to find in the description box 2 or 3 links that belong to Kahoot games and quizzes. You can play them and then you will check your understanding in each class. That's it for today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this class. Please, my friends, repeat this video 2 or 3 times so that you understand what you are going to go through. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next class.